Well, a warm welcome along to this latest transfer roundup as we look into the four biggest links involving the Premier League clubs. It's Warren Ashurst and Chris Rivers alongside me to discuss matters. And we start off, Chris, with one of the big names in world football, James Rodriguez, because the Colombian international doesn't know where he's going to be playing his football yet next season. He's had a 2-year loan spell at Bayern Munich, which has come to an end. He's already indicated that it won't be a permanent move to Bayern anytime soon. He will go back to Real Madrid, his parent club, in the summer, but it looks like he's sort of out of favour there as well. We've had numerous managers since he's been out on loan, of course, and now Zinedine Zidane is there. I just think that he's time to move on. Manchester United, Liverpool and Arsenal have all been linked with him. Where to you looks the best destination?
Yeah, it's a tough one to call, isn't it? Because Bayern Munich want to keep him, don't they? But as you say, I think they're going to fail to persuade him to stay. So therefore, where is he going to go next? If you had to pick one of those three, I'd say Manchester United. They're looking for somebody to link midfield and attack. The Alexis Sanchez deal hasn't really worked out. They might be able to get rid of him this summer while Mata's going. So they need a forward-thinking midfielder like James Rodriguez, who had a fairly productive time in Germany this season. So United, for me, who have got the cash to pay the money, would be a best option. Well, moving on to Manchester City next, but staying with the link to Bayern Munich. And Leroy Sane is a player of interest to Bayern Munich. That's according to their president, Uli Hoeneß. Now, Sane has been on the bench quite a lot this season, Warren, for City, but has made an impact when he's come off the bench. Could you see him perhaps pushing for a move away from City?
I could see it, to be honest with you. I mean, Pep Guardiola has said recently that he would be keen for him to extend his stay at the Etihad Stadium, but as you've alluded to there, he started less games than he did the previous season in the current campaign. And yes, he seems to make an impact every time he comes off the bench in matches, but something's not quite clicked between him and the manager, whether he just doesn't have what it takes to play the type of football that Pep Guardiola wants or the type of role that he wants him to play. We'll have to see, but I think a move to Germany would be probably the best option for him if he was to leave City, particularly as he can push his case for a return to the German national side, of course, having missed out on the World Cup last summer as well. In terms of other transfer news, it's being mooted at the moment. There could be a potential swap deal between West Ham and Liverpool. The Hammers very keen on signing Liverpool and England fullback Nathaniel Klein. As part of the deal, it could see standby goalkeeper Adrian move in the opposite direction. He's been back up to Lucas Fabianski at West Ham. Highly likely he'll be back up again at Anfield. But in terms of West Ham getting in Nathaniel Klein, it looks like a good addition.
Yeah, it could be, couldn't it? I mean, they've signed Pablo Zabaleta to an extension, so he's going to stick around for next season. But if somebody better came on the market who they could get for a decent price in terms of swapping a backup goalkeeper, then why not bring in Nathaniel Klein? He looks like he's short of fitness, but a whole pre-season, having finally got over that back injury, which has kind of ruined his chances at Liverpool, would certainly suit him. He had some productive games at Bournemouth, but as I say, he needs to work on his fitness. But I think swapping a backup goalkeeper in Adrian, who would be easily replaced, in my opinion, would be a good price for West Ham to pay. Well, finally, we're going to move across London to Chelsea, and Jorginho's agent hasn't ruled out a move to Juventus. Now, Jorginho was one of the key players for Sarri when he came in last summer, the Chelsea manager, but it hasn't really worked for Jorginho at Chelsea. Could you see him going back to Italy?
I could see it because, you know, he's been at the centre of criticism from his own fans as sections of this season, and I do think that's really difficult for a player to cope with that from his own supporters getting criticised from the terraces. And I think he's going to probably think, well, what's best for my career now? Do I know whether I'm going to be playing under Maurizio Sarri? Well, I don't at the moment. So maybe moving on to somewhere like Juventus, even though he might not necessarily get as many first-team opportunities, might be the best thing for him. In terms of Chelsea, then you could potentially see them letting him go. I know they've got this transfer ban hanging over them, but actually it's an area where they're quite well off. Kante, obviously, is still one of the best central midfielders in Europe in that position. You know, you've got the likes of Ruben Loftus-Cheek. You could even put David Luiz in midfield, as he's done before, if he stays at Stamford Bridge, and the forgotten man, Danny Drinkwater. So there is a number of midfield options in the middle of the park, and I would not be surprised to see Jorginho leave the Bridge this summer. Well, that is the latest transfer roundup. What do you make of those links and potential moves? Let us know your thoughts, and we'll be back shortly with another Premier League transfer roundup.